You must remember what you are and what you have chosen to become, and the significance of what you are doing. There are wars and defeats and victories of the human race that are not military and that are not recorded in the annals of history. Remember that while you're trying to decide what to do. I don't like fiction. That's what I used to tell myself. I had read some fiction in the past, did not enjoy most of it, so I immediately labeled myself as someone who did not enjoy reading fiction. I felt that what I read didn't bring me much value other than slight entertainment at times, so I didn't read another one for years. Because isn't that what we do? We try something, or sometimes we don't even try it, just base it on some bias, only to decide that we don't like it. And then we reject it for eternity afterwards. Now, of course, there are some things in life that you simply don't enjoy. Not in the past, not in the present, perhaps not ever. And that's okay. It might even be the case that you haven't even thought about what else might be out there because you're so stuck in what you're already familiar with. You know, the comfortable, the safe bet. Hence, you reject anything that you're not sure you're going to like because why bother, right? Well, wrong. I said something similar in my last video where I said sometimes you will find pieces of yourself that you never knew existed in places where you never bothered to look. If you want to find that, you need to stop thinking that you know yourself so well, because letting those pieces of yourself be left untouched is a great loss. It truly is, because you never know what might come out of it. Okay, now, Stoner, written by John Williams. So who was John Williams? He graduated from the University of Denver and earned a PhD in English literature at the University of Missouri in 1954. And in an interview, he said, "The real value of fiction is that it allows you to know someone other than yourself." Now, Stoner was initially published in 1965. So, what is Stoner about? I would say it's simply a story of an ordinary man and his ordinary life. A man who devotes his whole life to his career as a professor of English at the University of Missouri. And it's simple, but it's complicated. And I believe that's what makes it so beautiful and so moving and so painful. You know, because it's a reflection of the lost hopes and dreams of reality and regrets. And it's a story about love, you know, the love for one's family and friends and passion and books. And I don't believe I've ever read anything that has moved me the way Stoner did. You know, I almost had to put the book aside at times because it just became too much and I did not want to rush through it. So really, if you read it, please take your time with it. Now, why was it so captivating? I believe it's a combination of a few things, and I want to share that with you. So the first one is that I found myself relating to the main character, so Stoner. He's an introvert, no doubt, and so am I, and somewhat distant and awkward at times. I found that the places where his mind wandered were places that I had visited many times before, and that's something I really can't say often. Now, the second thing is that the writing is absolutely beautiful and unlike anything I've ever read in the past. Now, the third point, which I believe is really important, is that it shows how even the most ordinary people have a story to tell. And I talked about this a bit in my last video where I said that your life is significant and that your story is important because no one has experienced the things that you have experienced. Like, seriously, take a moment to really think about that. So for Stoner, he goes to university, gets married, miserably, has a daughter, has an affair. So it's nothing extraordinary, yet it is. And I think that's the thing, because I think it's extra appreciated at this day and age where we often, because of social media, get the idea that only those with fame and money and lots of friends and crazy adventures are the ones living the most interesting lives, and that for the rest of us, our stories are not worth telling. And that could not be further from the truth, because each story is worth telling. Now, I highly recommend you picking up the book in case it has not been obvious. And so, has anything ever moved you in a way that you did not imagine that it would? It could be a song, a film, a place, a book, anything. Please share in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you want to see more videos, and click the notification button. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next one.